Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more Path of Exile. I must say I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Oh, let's also enter the quest that we can enter. But in today's video I want to talk a little bit just about an extra character that I made, and this one was built around Stormbrand. I think it's a very cool ability, but this is one of my own concoctions, and as always when I try to make a character myself he lacks tank, and so I'm now in Act 8 and I'm starting to feel that against some bosses I just get one-shotted or get killed so quickly that there's very little that I can do. But I still want to show you guys the skill because it is super fun and a very strong clearer, which I think lots of these skills do have, that they are awesome to clear out packs of monsters, but whenever it comes to the bosses it's always a little bit more difficult to make them work. On top of that, also a quick update that I want to give you guys is this right here. So I did upgrade my stashes. I think that after probably around 300 hours in the game, GGG has earned a little bit of support from me, and so I spent a little bit of money buying 200 currency from their store, and I used it to buy stashes. I think that that's always gonna be very useful as well. And yeah, this is basically the first league character that I made that's able to trade, and here are some of the uniques, by the way, that I found. Now if you see something interesting, I would definitely want your suggestions, because as I said, I'm feeling like this character doesn't have enough tank and I made some mistakes in my build. He's a lot of fun to play, but then that's when I tend to try something else, and my plan here now is just to keep enjoying exploring a bit more of the game during this league, and then maybe in the next league try to really have a build, a full guide, and try to make that happen and go into maps and things like that. But that's not my ambition for this league. I want to explore the game a little bit, which now has earned like $20 from me, and I put those into stash tab. So here are some of the unique items that I have. A Calton Halt, not sure if that's going to be specific, but if you see anything and you're saying, you know, for instance, this Abrath Horn, it has fire damage, you should definitely use that on this ability, perhaps this Ascension or something like that. That's going to give for a great combination here. Look at the Resso's Passion. Crit multiplier, adds physical damage, adds cold damage, 20% reduced frenzy charge duration. I'm not sure, that's probably not great. Chance to gain a frenzy charge on kill though. Is there something that you could really put in there, a nice ability to use with this weapon that would make massive use of it? That could be interesting. Also have a Gore Breaker, I think another Aberrat's Horn. Yeah, so that's nothing too special there. Victario's Flight, that's just lots of evasion. We have a Vol's Protectorate, but only 3. Gain a power charge for each enemy you hit with a critical strike. Is it that powerful? Then for my bow, a Storm Cloud, no physical damage. How the hell do you make that work? I have no idea. I also have the Supreme Truth, +1 to level sockets, 30% increased elemental damage. That's not bad, I think. But 89% increased physical damage. So what ability would you use? What skill would you use for that? No idea. I've got an Obliteration. Down here I have a Frost Breath as well. Not sure if that's cold damage, physical damage. 49% to fire resistance. That's pretty cool. 39% increased chill duration. It's definitely got to be a cold ability. I've got a Fox Shade. Down here I also have an Unkill's Gouge. Not sure. A Boot Knife. Mark of the Red Covenant, a shield for minions, have increased movement speed. So I'm not going to make another minion witch. That's something that I always tend to fall back to. No, I'm here to explore some other stuff, and on this one, as I've said, we're going to take a quick look at the Stormbrand, which, well, not really sure if I can do too much with him anymore. So it's not the Sarn Arena. We need to go to the other side actually and get started on Act 8 here. He's cool. It's an incredible ability. It's got a massive amounts of damage as well. I basically focused everything around lightning damage. So I'm also running around with the lightning golem. I'm also using Herald of Thunder from time to time, just get that extra passive damage. And let's get started. So how I start is I put up my 6 brands. Because I do have like all the skills in there. Then I go a little bit at speed. And then when we find enemies, I just press E, call my brands, and they just wreck everything. And this here, I think, shows how cool Stormbrand is. Just look at that. It just keeps following these enemies. even these yellows, they get wrecked without too much trouble. And then after a while, of course, you do have to resummon these brands and keep going like that. Look at this. That does make Stormbrand a lot of fun, I must say. Looks like we have to go down there, and I heard something. Yep, here we go. Orb of Transmutation. So let's take those, of course. My brands are out. And then I did take a quick look at a guide, because I was, of course, looking for like a single target spell that would help. And they told me to grab the trap, Lightning Spire trap for bosses. And so here is the build in action. Get more stuff here. Well, just calling my brands and everything dies. Even more, calling my brands, you get more stuff. Protect yourself a little bit like that. My movement ability should be this one. Yeah, it's got Lightning Warp. But look at all of that, how quickly this is being cleared. So the damage is there. It's just my one weakness. I'm not too good with movement abilities and with defensive builds or skill sets or whatever you want to call it in Path of Exile. That is still definitely a weakness of mine. But look at how easily all of this gets cleared out. We get a rebirth here. So, aha, there we go. That's gonna be a nice challenge. We actually have a fort. So what I do, just put some traps at the gate, call my brands, and then just start to spread them, give them to the gate as well, of course.
You gave my pride a bloody
more of this. Alright, full speed. If you feel a little bit unsure, oops, that was actually a misclick. This was meant to be some brands and a trap. Then you can always, you know, go to the other gate, try to make a distraction. But yeah, these guys, I mean, it summons a hell of a lot of monsters at this point. So you're probably better off just getting in here, resummoning your brands, putting up some traps. We'll do that. And there we go, both of them down. I think that, you know, for these types of forts, just look at how fun this is. Gotta resummon them, gotta be a little careful. As I've said here, you can clearly tell that my weakness is my defenses. These aren't great. But this is pretty cool. And then I can just keep using the brands to clear everything out. And there we go, fort practically cleared. Like that for Richie.
You are after the crown.
Don't really like to do the betrayal too much. And then we get Leo here.
Snuff my can.
Let's quickly bargain with him.
It's time to play it spying.
Molten Shell. I think I can level that up. That's gonna be good for the resources. And there we go. So you can see right here, I think I do lose my Lightning Elemental, but you can see how strong and how fun this Stormbrand is. It's absolutely amazing. Now, maybe a quick look at what I chose here. So I am a hero band because of the brand supports. It's like the first thing that I went to look for. And that is, well, it's not so bad. You do get increased damage, and then especially if there's already a brand attached to an enemy, they take extra damage as well. That is pretty cool. Damage for each of your brands attached to them. So that basically gives you 20% extra damage on bosses. But when it comes to the build itself, I think I made a bit of a mistake. This one is super important. You can have an additional brand attached to one enemy. That means that you can get 2 of them on an enemy, and that of course increases your DPS, especially single target, massively. But I went with all the brand skills, which gives me 6 of them. And well, this is awesome for clearing. So as I've said, I can go here, summon 6 of them, start running around at speed, and then whatever we encounter, you just run them in there, and then everything just blows up like that. Which I think is really awesome, but 4 of them on most boss fights basically don't do anything. And that is a big disadvantage, of course, of having gone fully for the brands. Now, I also watched a bit of a video. We could do a dress cesspool and actually show that off. I think it's a boss. Not yet. But yeah, basically that disadvantage, of course, against bosses is pretty massive. And I saw a video about some builds that use Stormbrand, and they didn't go this ascension path. But look at that clearing ability. That is awesome. Of course, a very good grinder, I guess. Oops, let's recall them. Make sure that I got all of them here. So just summon at least 6 of them in my case. And then you can just go at speed. And even this blue pack, melting, all of this stuff. Melting, and that is really awesome. Look at how this ability works. It keeps chasing. And if there's more enemies in range, they'll just keep going. They'll just keep destroying pack after pack after pack. And then, of course, at some point, you do run into the fact that they have a limited duration. Oops, here we go. Get trying to get out of that. Try to get a little bit of speed. Keep 6 of them up. Recall them. And here then is the advantage, right? You get a boss. You can't really use all of that damage because only 2 of them can be attached at a target. Now, when there's 2 or even 3 tougher guys, this is pretty awesome. Alright, let's do that. And there we go. It works great, and it actually uses lots of DPS, especially if they're grouped up. But it's not a great single target ability, in my opinion. So, there we go. Let's see if we still need to show anything else off. Yeah, I think you can basically get by with 3 or 4 brands and focus more on them doing more damage. Maybe we can get something out of that. Let's take a quick look this way. But super fun. I think the disadvantage compared to totems, which up to now has been like my favorite playstyle, is that totems are also a distraction. So bosses and mobs tend to wail on them for a little bit. Here you're always the target of whatever's around, but this basically has almost infinite range. Let's do that here. This basically has almost infinite range. Let's summon some extras. We get some immortals back here. There we go. Let's break through that. Summon them. Clear all of this out. Like that. As you can see right there, it just keeps going, finding more and more targets. We'll take that. Thank you. Finding more and more targets, and it can basically go off screen, keep killing stuff, which is definitely pretty awesome and pretty impressive in my opinion. But yeah, my defenses are lacking, so this is definitely not a great build for these incursions. Let's just press enter. I think it was really good for that as well. So let's give that a try. I don't even understand this type of content, but I just summon my brands. Let's summon this guy as well, and yeah. Let's go. A big guy needs a trap. Another big guy back here. Let's do that here. Clear this back. Another big guy. These guys need to go down. And then just keep one eye on your cooldown. So we're gonna refresh these. Put this up here. That's a couple brands on you. Still have 10 seconds left. Let's see if we can find another pack somewhere. And then this is what's awesome. You find another pack. There we go. Brands start clearing that out. And keep going, keep going. That is so awesome. Look at all of that clearing speed. That is absolutely an awesome ability right here. So, not the best build that I made for myself, but I think that basically by over leveling, and then can I still get to a passage? I don't think so. Well, I'm not sure if I clicked it, but there you go. That's also one of these. Ooh, now we get a skinning knife. Let's take a look at that. Anything else? So, loot filter, something that I need to consider as well, of course, at some point. But yeah, there you go. That was a quick look at my Storm brand build. As I said, it's still the defenses that are lacking for me. It's something that I'm not really sure how to do that at this point, but this is a super fun build. And what does this give me? Global crit try, strike chance, physical damage, critical strike chance, attack damage against bleeding enemies. So 50% chance to cause bleeding on critical strike. Ooh, that does look like something that can be very nice as well. So we're gonna put that one amongst my uniques too. And there we go. That was some more fun in Path of Exile, focusing on Stormbrand. As I said, I do feel like I'm basically coming up against the limits of this build, and I would have to do like a clean one, a better one, if I want to put this character into maps. It's not really gonna work out. So I think maybe I'll grind him up until the 10th tense part of the game here, of the main story, but I'm not planning to go like late game or anything like that with him. Still, that's definitely one of the contenders for me if a new league starts, to really make a guided build around Stormbrand, because this is, as you could have seen there, a super fun ability to play around with. And that's it for this video, guys. I'm probably gonna start another character, see if I can have some fun with him. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.